Previously in Doraken. Since his sudden departure from the Hounds of War, Jace had spent 6 months in the Feywild, travelling alongside Lady Galadriel, as the Archfey attempted to gather allies after she had declared war upon the Summer Court. As a reward for his past service and further strengthened their bond, Lady Galadriel bestowed Jace with a knighthood and the title Champion of Frost, which formerly belonged to his father, Sir Vilsai. At the end of the campaign, the Winter Court then held a grand celebration as a going-away party for Jace before his return to the material plane. The party, however, was cut short as Eos appeared all of a sudden in a puff of smoke and exclaimed with delight, "I'm not in hell anymore!" Meanwhile, back in the material plane, Aurora decided to spend a few fun hours in the Virago Bordello with a prostitute named Agis. She did not get much time to rest afterwards, as both Eos and Jace appeared with no warning within the room. Mere moments into their joyful reunion, Aurora and Eos began to bicker, causing Sir Jace to leave the bordello. However, he did not go far, as he was intercepted by Hannah Westmarch. The young woman asked Jace if he had seen Aurora, and when Hannah was told that the tiefling was inside the bordello, Hannah suddenly attacked Sir Jace. Inside, Eos and Aurora heard the commotion and quickly rushed to Sir Jace's side, and together the three of them slew Hannah. Upon her defeat, however, Hannah's true form was revealed to be that of a female changeling in dark dagger attire. As soldiers rushed to the scene, the trio quickly made their way back to the rebel camp, where they learned the tragic news. Hannah had been slain shortly after Aurora had left the camp, and given the fact that one of the warforged within the resistance was missing, it became evident that the assassin had managed to sneak into the camp posing as one of the humanoid constructs, and later adopted the visage of Hannah. The following morning, Naris returned back from Solokai after having purchased weapons for the resistance as promised the previous day. Unsure on what to do next, the heroes agreed to take on Sir Jace's personal quest given to him by Lady Galadriel herself. He and his friends were to investigate Crone's Hill and locate the mother of Lord Mihalat, namely the exiled Archfey, Lady Sahana of the Green. While the heroes came across prowling sea wolves, voracious drakes, and man-eating vines during the search for the Archfey, they ultimately found her in the center of the island. During the conversation with Lady Sahana, the Archfey revealed that she had willingly resigned herself to a self-imposed exile. In return, she was given the promise that her son, sired by King Oberon, would be raised as if he was the son of Queen Titania. But only too late did she learn that the Queen had not upheld her end of the agreement, and instead had treated Lord Mihalat with utter contempt. In the final moments of her conversation with the heroes, Lady Sahana decided to telepathically commune with Sir Jace. She told the young warlock to seek out the Satyr brothers in Cloudy Falls, and implored Sir Jace to protect Lord Mihalat. However, before Sir Jace could reply, Lady Galadriel suddenly emerged from a screen of white mist and stated that she had concluded that Lady Sahana would never reveal the location of her son. The two Archfey shared a brief exchange and engaged each other in deadly combat, their powers equal to the forces of nature itself. During the fight, Lady Sahana noticed a small group of drake hatchlings dangerously near the battlefield. She then realized that an attack of Lady Galadriel was about to kill the hatchling, and something must have snapped in her mind, as she decided to shield the drakes with her own body. The attack proved lethal, and as Lady Sahana drew her last breath, she rapidly transformed into a tree. Not satisfied with the battle, Lady Galadriel decided to cleave the tree in two, and told Sir Jace that she hoped he wouldn't disappoint her again in the future. Slightly shocked by what they had seen, the heroes returned to camp. They decided to learn more about the agents of the Burning Maze, and the true reason as to why they were in Delta Bay. The Hounds of War were urged by their former teammate, Fenian, not to let Olivia Redwood be alone with Spymaster Kuro, and so the heroes decided to pay him a visit. With Eos' charm and spells along with a partially helpful Zone of Truth by Olivia, the heroes learned more about the Karakan soldiers stationed in Delta Bay, and Kuro revealed the safest location to attempt an assassination of Commander Maro, the former home of Delta Bay's previous Burgomeister. The Hounds of War then decided to have the whole camp relocated to Crone's Hill, as they were afraid that the changeling assassin had informed the Karakan army of the rebel camp location. Meanwhile, the heroes venture to the Burgomaster's home in order to put a final end to Commander Mauro. The battle between the commander and the heroes turned out to be slightly more difficult than anticipated, however, as Sir Jace was almost slain after an onslaught of attacks. But in the end, the Kraken soldiers were killed, and Aurora managed to behead Commander Mauro and claim his nightmare steed, Hyson, as her own. And as night turned to dawn, the heroes entered the town square, and setting an example of what was to come, they placed Commander Mauro's head on a pike with the word Hope carved into his forehead.
But yeah, you have ventured back to the camp of the Resistance, now located in Crone's Hill. You're still waiting for Davry to make his return from his secretive mission, unaware when he was returned. You're also still waiting for the airship, the Skynomad, to also actually arrive in this bay.
What time is it?
Oh, it's evening turning to dawn at this point, essentially.
Okay, so it's right after we...
Yeah, essentially you have just returned right now.
Okay.
A bit bloody and so forth. So Jace maybe limping a bit, like you were knocked almost down to an inch of your life.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
Ears suddenly disappearing.
Oh yeah, we were fighting over the bag of holding. Who got it? Who got it?
I think you did, actually.
Yes.
But yeah, you return to the camp, and you see that Kellen Fischer, the de facto leader of the Resistance, are waiting for you. So, you have returned. How did it go? And you can see he is actually...
I gestured down to my neck.
But you can see he's actually concerned because there were more of you when you left than when you returned. Iris is gone now.
Yeah.
He's off on some rounds somewhere.
Iris is...
A complicated man.
Is he in hell again?
Is he what?
Is he in hell again?
Probably yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I told him not to... Well, I didn't...
Krios followed him as well.
Davry told him not to mess with the meetings though.
But my brother can't stop himself, can he?
No, he's not a very good visit to Neresis.
Wait, where was I?
You are essentially helping people move secretively through the swamps to the Crone's Hill.
I'm a regular old...
And you are the mastermind. You know how these things are done.
Right. So, what's the
Next step.
Well,
We need to wait for Davry at least.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So you can tell us about his very, very secret mission.
And also just keep you guys from just, I don't know, torturing civilians or whatever it is you usually do when he's not here.
What?
I have not.
You haven't...
Tortured a civilian? He wasn't a civilian.
Yeah.
He was the spy master. Thank you very much.
And you can see Kellen's like, oh, fuck it.
There was that one guy we had in
No, he was just a goblin.
Right, yeah.
I'm
not racist.
Right,
You heard just Nat, the vermin in the background, is like, yeah, totally, yeah.
Right, that answers all my questions.
Little large, metal little, huh?
How was the training going of the rebellion?
It's going pretty well. We have gathered most of our men and women now. Kriana has also made sure that the most of her tribe has also located here. In fact, I was just talking to a young fellow. Oh, I don't know. How young are you? And he actually introduces a human man. How would you describe yourself?
A human man.
This, except leather armor and with
Cool.
2 short swords.
Yeah. So essentially, like a slightly spiked brown hair.
Yeah.
So you went ranger and then go range.
I went both.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I can fuck up someone's real
okay.
close. I can also fuck up someone's day at a pretty far distance.
Okay, cool.
Yay!
Which subclass did you go?
Hunter.
And this is Ian Forrester.
Ian?
Forrester.
And also on his back you actually see this cloak that seems to be made from a pelt or leather with these spiked tendrils, like almost like paws at the side.
Oh, wait, is that Ian with an I or Ian with a Y?
Or an AI?
It's spelled with Y.
Yes, it's Ian.
Sound like Mima. And No, it's moving on.
Oh, cool.
Right. So yeah, Ian Forster. Those are the title of Forster.
Cool.
Monster Hunter Galore. Currently between monsters.
Wait, like those two?
Well, like those two made on your hips.
Ah, yeah, I see.
Did you just call me a monster, Blake?
You're on a demon horse, though. You're on a demon horse.
Perhaps I should help that situation. When I said I'm between monsters, I was employing a clever bit of autonomy.
Oh, right. Yeah, I do that.
You see that. You can see in the mouth of the nightmare steed, you actually see the remaining arm of Maru as it does.
Oh yeah.
In fact, you know, if there was a mark out for that one, I might be interested. But I'll assume.
Don't touch my horse.
Or you know how they make nightmares, though? You know how nightmares are made?
Very bad dreams.
They torture unicorns until they cannot keep being unicorns, and then they turn into demon horses.
I have a demon horse.
Right.
I will treat it better.
So what am I looking at?
Yeah, exactly. Let's go for an introductory round. Let's start with Aurora, the nightmare rider.
Well, you see on top of a nightmare a red-skinned tiefling. She has horns curving out from behind her head. She has light, very, very light lavender hair, which has grown a bit, and a blue cloak and blood smeared all over her face, and black eyes.
Also, try to roll a religion check, Ian.
Let's see. Religion. And I managed to score a whopping 19.
19. You actually realize that on her black armor she has like the insignia of Vesh, the god of shadows, fortune, and, well, stealth.
Right. So, thief god is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Thief/bard.
Yeah. I know this is Thief's Association, but I'm marrying for the bard stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a very big fan of his work.
Sorry, man. I'm just in for the money and the women, man.
Well, in front of you see a very handsome half-elf, brown hair with frosted tips, in a very what do we settle on?
Currently, you're wearing the armor given to you by Lady Galadriel, which essentially is a teal armor with this frost motif, and then pauldrons that looks like withered branches. And perched on one of them is like this small familiar pseudo dragon.
The pseudo dragon Arthur, and in my hand is my snake staff. And I'm probably leaning very heavily towards it because I have today failed 2 of my death saves.
Oh shit! Real quick, what do half-elves look like in this universe?
They look more or less like human, but more slender or athletic. Their ears only slightly pointy, capable of growing beards, for instance.
So the little too naturally thin, perhaps, for a human. But still
it's just like, well, you should get something to eat, essentially.
Someone get this kid 5 cc's of sandwich stat.
Are we going normal D&D where elves are actually shorter than humans, or? Are we talking it up?
Again, you decide. I don't have any preference, essentially.
I might be like half a head shorter than a normal human.
And so you see this guy in roughly that armor as well.
Cool.
He is
just made from snake pelts.
I immediately try to save the human.
He is a half-orc, and he is you know how half-orcs are? I mean, they're not lookers. This is an ugly half-orc. Yeah. Okay.
I believe you said the sentence. He's probably looking for a corpse.
Yeah, he's not a fighter. So So what do you do in the camp other than Moonstone?
Currently, I'm gonna make sure that we don't get lost when we're basing out the Echo Swamp. And also doing my best to keep critters from there to get into a city at inopportune moments.
Well, I have the checks out. Looking through my nose. There's drawings of snake. Can someone give me
snakes crawling on the
Does anyone
ladder.
have some paper?
Well, I believe the plan was to provoke an attack, if I understood correctly, that we were to march into town, gather any allies still, citizens there, make the rest flee, and then face to face stand against the forces of Caracas.
Yeah, that does sound.
Well, we need to wait until Davri comes.
Yeah, we do need the short ass with the big armor. That's rather
Yes.
That would be a good idea.
I believe that tomorrow we should prepare some sort of war council. I will gather the leaders of the factions we have gathered as of now. So get some rest. You have certainly deserved it. You have accomplished much.
Thank you.
Certainly, had it not been for you, the tribe would have been located by the forces stationed in Echo Swarms. So
Right.
you live up to your name. You live up to your name, Forrester.
I forgot where on the map it is we are.
You are here.
That's the place.
Yeah.
Our tent's set up again.
Yes, there are various tents. Most of them centered around this graveyard that was placed or digged into the hill. And you see on top of the hill the large alpha drake that Lady Sahana used as a steed. A couple of the dragon hatchlings actually nesting around it.
I will return to my own tent. Ask around if needed, if I can't find it myself.
I go. That's a house. And I,
Oh, right. The rose button. Essentially, I choose you.
tiny beads from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
the
capsules.
nightmare? That was just a couple of hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, again, it's fading away.
One of those people.
Yeah,
Usually-
I wanted to return into.
Ordinarily, it takes 5 days to resummon it, but because it's Mauro who summoned it, I'm gonna say that you can summon it as well.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
you managed
just going
to
to
actually-
deactivate
Yeah.
my nightmare.
If essentially you just get down, place your head on his forehead, and it just reverts into this ebony figure. Just
Yeah. And then
It's not. That makes much more sense.
Does it say you as it happens, or
no.
I take it and I put it in my pouch and I return to my tent. And when I get there, I take out a dagger and I start cutting my hair off again
Okay.
to the length that it used to be.
Okay. Are we talking shoulder length or just?
We're
completely?
talking here.
Okay. So right up
Here, so no
around the
graphic.
ears. Okay.
Out of curiosity, do I actually have a tent? I was gone for 6 months.
Yeah.
All of us have tents.
You have tents now.
Okay.
You have essentially a meeting tent just for you, your group, and then individuals tents as well.
I shall go around searching and putting my head into different tents until I find the one that is mine.
You get a couple of. Oh boy, that's a butt.
I mean, it's good old who just sleep in this big old house I have.
The fuck did you get a house from?
Again, and you see, it's a cottage house. Can room, I believe, 8 individuals.
Yeah.
Damn. Don't mind if I do.
Has a smaller hearth. Again, really pleasant. It's like going on summer camp essentially. And also it's magically protected, so nobody uninvited can get in.
I pitched my incredibly shaggy tent right next to your house. Shaggy because I tried to make it out of as many different monster pelts as possible. That one I killed last summer.
But you've been killing ghosts.
That's the part he walks through.
You see a drake walking by. It looks towards you and says, "Mama."
Cousin Otis?
Oh, you know, I had it coming, I think.
You win some, you skin some.
Just humming the circle of life as you pitched it.
Ja, Drake. Men når jeg dør, så bliver jeg spist af en Drake.
Det er den ud, der bliver til et telt.
While the rest of the party then go to sleep, we quickly change our scene to Davri, or Father Davri Apanbuka of the Church of Aliga.
All of the time.
Yeah. You have essentially packed up all your gear. You have said your goodbyes to your crew. Casimir is going to cast the spell, teleportation.
Yeah.
Ask you if you want to bring anyone along with you, or
I think we're good. I'm just gonna bring my dear old friend.
and
Anastasia is a stone peacock. Yep.
that can fly.
Somehow.
And she looks splendid. The new armor.
Oh yes.
Yeah. It is beautiful. It's like looking at the rainbow, even in the night. The runes carved onto her by Panan glows faintly, almost like a hum to it. Mm-hmm. And she, I'd like to imagine she waddles up to you, and Casimir places a hand on your shoulder and on the head of Anastasia and says,
Wait. Are you sure this is the dramatically appropriate time?
"Depends when we land, I guess.
What's the point of having an entrance if it isn't the right time?
Well, we can make some preparation." What? Purchase some fireworks?
Nah, it's just...
I'm just worried that they might wait for you to return so they can actually make plans.
Will they do that? Okay, let's go.
Very well. And then
Well, then I forgot that. Is that my fire?
Did I turn up the stuff?
Aurora, make a dexterity saving throw.
I get crushed by Dynasty.
That wasn't so good. Plus, 8 plus 5, that is 13 plus 1 because of my stone, so 14!
You just wake up, turn, and you just hear the sound of Daphne just landing on your bed, like, and followed by Casimir falling down.
Yes, I
And then-
take out
And
my
finally,
dagger
Anastasia just says,
and crushes my
And then fireworks. And the guy knew it was worth it. Presentation! Yeah, but you got the way to go, boy, we'll try to get some sleep in here.
just yep. And the final.
Yeah, and I'm standing there ready. What the fuck, Dabri?
Sorry, it's Roman candle. So,
And you see, you see Casimir gets up on his feet, trying to play it off cool, and he's completely covered in soot. And you hear like, hey, alright.
Care to explain yourselves?
well, okay, first off, television. Oh, television is kind of an art. No, it's not a science. It's more of a throwing a dart while covering your eyes in the darkness.
I think she's the wrong one to say that too. She can look in the darkness.
And at the same time, you know, it's like windy and foggy and cold, and
I take my dagger, 2 daggers into one hand and
At this point, again, and you hear like the footsteps of rebels, like, what the fuck?
whistling in the country. Who's that?
We're here, right?
Yeah.
It's a lovely time of year. Nothing happens.
Here, just the side of the tent, just.
Yeah.
Just a minute of these. So,
And-
Wait, 2 seconds. Everything's okay. It's just Dabri.
password?
You know what would be good for this?
What's the password?
Password?
No. She means what's the password? So when you come back again, it's what? Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know what you can really
We're
I
Hobgoblin.
can't believe you guys survived 5 days without me. Man's just on a snake. Well, you guys did survive 5 days without me, right? I'm not dead.
And actually, the only person knowing this at this point would probably be Blake, as he was the only one staying behind.
Well,
Again, there's a password due to the fact that an assassin managed to infiltrate the point. So,
right.
so and you know what would password? It would probably be
It's
something.
the word Hobgoblin. I have it written down.
I'm the best man. Did I come up with it?
Yes, certainly.
It's ladder snake.
Ladder snake, yeah. Poke your head out, ladder snake. Poke out. Okay, that will do, I guess.
Would you? I kind of maybe would you hold these? Because I haven't seen her like before. Give her a hug.
And I'm just standing there. Hey, Dabri.
Good to see
Your
you.
nose tingled by his large, spiky blue hair.
So Christ. Oh, sorry.
Good to see you too, Dab.
So, just kind of quick, you know, make sure I'm up to date. Everyone's still alive, right?
Well, Eos returned and then went away again. He's in hell.
Yeah. That surprises me not at all.
Hannah died.
You briefly met her. She was essentially a former deputy sheriff. She had like blonde hair with pink tip.
That's sad.
Yeah, you see Casimir's also
Oh,
not
he was
relative.
there.
Oh,
He was there when I died. Yes.
Casimir's also. Well, that sucks.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So, what's the situation? Oracle.
We've been waiting for you to return for like an hour. We just killed
Wait.
General Maru.
An hour is all you've been waiting?
Probably yes. It's still night anyway.
You have waited for him 2-3 days at this point.
I mean, I mean, an hour would be funny, but we've been waiting an hour.
No, we've been actively waiting for 1 hour.
Can't you made me wait an entire 17 minutes?
God.
So yes, just go to bed. We'll talk in the morning. I'm tired. You woke me up and you ruined my bed.
I didn't ruin your bed. If anything, Anastasia ruined your bed.
It is I, Anastasia.
And you can see Casimir like cocks his head to the side like, yeah, I don't think prestidigitation gonna fix that.
There's, can you guys mend?
Yeah.
Cool.
And she walks around like,
Hilarious.
and it is like a mixture of mending and druidcraft spell.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, okay, yeah.
Is this Star Wars?
Yes. Can you please
No,
Get
I'd like
out
to
of
go
my
to bed
tent.
again.
go to bed, sweetie?
Why are we in tents?
Because you're in my tent.
No, why are we in tents? Why are we as a group in tents?
She's always intense.
You say as you poke out from the cottage.
It's just a personality, really.
Yeah, you seem kind of tense.
Yeah. No.
You hear Nat Development crying.
Dying does that to you.
Yeah? To be fair,
You got
a
better.
lot better.
Also, in my experience, dying makes you really relax. You are
Yeah.
perfectly calm.
Stiff as a board.
I mean, the time up to it might be very tense, but after it's...
I get out and try to find somewhere to
Yeah.
rush.
Before Casimir is my tent, I take his
Bonus.
wrist
Oh.
Yeah.
and I look at him and say, "I saw your childhood.
Oh.
Do you remember?"
Is that a...
Yeah, now I do. Yeah.
I'm not telling anyone.
Temporal magic is weird.
No, I don't care if you do.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
I haven't told anyone. Thank you.
Well,
I guess it would be progress.
And if you haven't banged Davri already, I would highly
he's a
recommend
chronomancer.
it.
He's a temporal mage.
Good night.
good night. Secret among girls, I guess.
Right.
And he
Davri,
has-
do you want to sleep in here?
Yep. Is there room for Anastasia?
You see, Anastasia is actually perched on top of the.
She's on top of the tent.
No, it's a cottage.
Just slowly sinking down.
I'm sitting in my summer house.
Oh.
And you just start to like, where's all this smoke coming from? And you can see it's from the half. Like, oh no.
Anastasia, remove your tail, please. Right.
So we're on the Crone Hill, right?
Yeah.
Cool. How big is the hill? Like, can we see the
Again,
entire city?
no. Again, it's larger than that. You cannot see from where you are to the edge of the coast of the island.
Okay, cool.
Was it 1 hour to walk across it or something?
Yeah, from where you need to be. Yeah, that's true.
Alright, 5 kilometers across.
Yeah, essentially.
Right.
Wait, so you have a cottage?
Yeah, it's a magical cottage.
It's cute.
All right. Yeah. You,
It's cute.
Do you have something that's...
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Did you buy it, Shenanigan? What would you buy? Because I only have the rod and the cottage.
I have take out a little toy tower. That.
Oh, it's the...
Yeah.
It's the battle cottage.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. The thing is that like it just suddenly spans and we should back up actually.
Right. I still have this though. Sheikah, what you doing? Sheikah, what you doing? What you doing?
What?
Sheikah, what you doing? What you doing, Sheikah?
again, yeah. What
Okay,
do you? What?
just checking if the stone worked. Bye.
Stone's ending.
Yeah. We really should have kept both of them, shouldn't we?
Maybe.
Is that an ice stone?
Yeah, it's actually a stone droid. It's
It's made by Rocky, yeah?
there it is.
Oh, rocket talking?
That's yeah, but they are specific. It's cast. It's
cast sending. Yeah.
So they are specific. 2 was sending back and forth.
25, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, sending is 25.
Oi, Sika. Oi, Sika. Oi, oi.
I hate this song so much.
Right.
It's worse than the Reclaimers.
That's what you get for being a creepy dude. Yes.
But yeah,
Over there.
you all get to rest. You sleep on a bed of petals and pillows. It's awfully girly for you, even. But yeah, morning comes.
So does Dabry.
Hey.
I mean, well,
Yeah.
you're sleeping with him, so you...
Thanks for listening. The intro music was by Philip Fischer, whereas the outro music was by Martin Kerr. The other pieces which are mentioned in the description down below were by Kevin MacLeod. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we hope to see you again in Doraken.